Hi everyone, welcome in, and today we are doing the freebie pattern for August. My name is Tammy, I'm the Siberian Wind, and if you're new here, welcome, I'm glad you're here. And if you're a longtime subscriber, thank you for getting back over here. So I do believe the chat is open, so we might have some newbies who are not subscribed. If you are not subscribed, please feel free to hit that subscribe button. It is free and it helps bring other people to the channel. So if you are interested in getting more people over here, that's what you got to do. Welcome in, Judy. Glad you're here. Hey, Joyce, welcome in. Welcome in. So I told you guys today is going to be a strip quilt, and I didn't lie. We are going to be working with strips. So I have a lot of strips down here on my floor, in the boxes. I didn't just throw them on the floor, I promise. And I also have, you guys can see on the camera up here, I have my green that is going to be my background. Welcome in, Rayanne and Carrie. Glad you guys are here. Glad you made it. So I do not know how much of this I have, but if I don't have enough, it is a car quilt. That's what I'm going to be making mine for. If you are worried about having enough yardage, plan for about 2.5 yards to make a twin size quilt. That's the general rule of thumb that I would go with. Just that way you've got plenty of extra. Now, if you have less than that and you want to make it work, I'm going to show you kind of what I would do. So I'm going to show you on these quilts behind me where my inspiration came from for this project, and then we're going to get into it. So the first one is this quilt right here. It was called Brooklyn Bridge, and I don't remember if that's because the name of the pattern was Brooklyn Bridge or the fabric line from Benartex was called Brooklyn Bridge. I don't remember. But either way, this is kind of where the idea for me got started. So you have these long strips, and this is the entire length of the quilt, guys. This is a very small quilt, okay? This quilt, you had squares and you had strips, and you were piecing them together in an alternating strip square pattern. And then you had your long strips of sashing that you put between them, and you did 5 rows of the strip square number, and you alternated at the top whether you started with a strip or a square. So with this pattern, you can use pretty much anything, and that's kind of the deal. That's kind of the nice thing about doing scrappy or even controlled scrappy, is that you can get away with a lot. You really can. So all of the fabrics in here are very highly patterned fabrics, but it still works. When you're looking at it on the camera, it does not look like it's all just overwhelming print. And when you're looking at it up close, you see a lot of print, but it's not just drowning you in print. I don't think, I just used a solid for the background or the backing, and this was more Benartex fabrics. Hey, PM, welcome in. And this was one of my early quilts. This one never got put up for sale, primarily because it's not in the best of shape. Mr. Siberian Wind uses this quilt. He puts it on the ground and sets a chair on top of it, and then, changing in the parking lot for umpiring, just changing outer clothes or whatever. It's a well-used quilt. So this has been in the dirt, it's been in the mud, it's been washed I don't know how many times. And the binding is starting to come off of it, so I am going to be replacing this soon with another quilt very similar to this, possibly from this same batch, okay? The other quilt, this one is from a different pattern, and I did this one about 2015-16, something like that. So the pattern was out somewhere around then. I don't remember exactly when, and I don't have any idea what the name is. Maybe like photoreal, but I'm not 100% sure. It's kind of along that same line though. So you have these long strip piece sections, then you put sashing in place, and the nice thing about this one is they had you cut squares of your background sashing, and you layered more of your strip piecing into the boxes. Hey Katie, welcome in. You layered your strip pieces in the box, made it applique and appliqued it in place. So if your strips get wavy, something like that, you can always fix it by doing something like this. So this one is 2 different pieces of strips, and it's all appliqued into the box, and then the box is appliqued in place. So on this one, it's kind of hard to see, so I'm going to point it out because there's no really good way for me to get this in front of the camera. It is a very heavy quilt. The entire front of this quilt is nothing but flannel, so it is incredibly nice and warm, but that also makes it heavy. So because my flannel pieces are from kids' clothes, I've got pink with white polka dots here. I've got a teal. I've got another teal that has stars on it. I've got a piece that has stripes on it. This one looks like denim. Then there's a piece that has snowflakes on it, and it's really cut off because every so often you would actually put a strip of strips that's facing the opposite direction. So here I have an entire section about 6 inches tall that is going this direction. Okay. Then I have a strip that is going up and down. Okay. So, and here's another strip that's going up and down. Okay. So, and then here's horizontal, and this one's not even 6 inches tall. This one's maybe 5 inches tall. But this section here is straight up and down, going up and down like this, and it's just pieced in there. But when you tie it all together, it looks absolutely stunning. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to get some of that going tonight or today. It's still today. It's not even tonight yet. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some strips. And for me, it really doesn't matter what colors I choose. And it doesn't matter if there's selvage still on there because, quite frankly, this is a scrap quilt. And in my opinion, it's not going to matter for me. So this strip has some severe wonkiness and it has the selvage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the edge of the selvage at my 1/4 inch on my presser foot. Let me angle my camera a little bit so you guys can see better. So I'm going to put the selvage at the edge of my 1/4 inch. So I'm going to have the selvage hanging off here off the side. Hey Joan, welcome in. Glad you made it. And this one is just a strip of gold. So, and if you hate the print, if you absolutely despise the print, and that's why it's in your scrap box, this is the perfect time. And I am going to cut selvage off up here at the top of this because I don't want to forget that it's there. The other is going to end up in the seam allowance. It's not going to matter. And I can trim it away later if I want to, or I can just leave it and it will just become an extra layer in the quilt. But your goal is mainly to sew your strip pieces together. Now, these are going to be really long strips. That's what these are. But you don't necessarily have to do long strips. Oh, thank you, Carrie. She says she loves my Addams Family shirt. I know. Isn't Wednesday adorable? She's my favorite. She's always been my favorite. And I cannot get over I haven't even watched season 2 yet. I haven't even started it. We haven't finished season 1. Welcome in, Nanita. I apologize. Welcome in. Glad you are here. And help me with pronunciation if you don't mind. I would love the help. So when you're sewing long strips like this, the goal is to not have your strips, and please let me know if you have trouble hearing me over the machine, guys. I did not even think about that, but please let me know, and I'll move the microphone if I need to. Hey, Melanie, welcome in. Welcome in. So yeah, when you are doing these strips, what I do is I just lay them down, and I'm going to bring the camera over just a little bit more. There we go. So you guys can really see how I actually am feeding this in. So I do smooth it out, and I do not have my walking foot on the machine, but I'm just going to hold it. And you can literally hold, if you've got a long enough table space, you can literally hold it with one finger and let it guide up. You don't want to pull or stretch your strips. That will cause you to have major wonkiness. Now, is that going to matter for this quilt? No, not really. Because we can always cut it and put it somewhere else, and a curved strip will not kill this quilt. Okay, so if you end up with something that's curved, that's okay. It's not a big deal. It's not going to make that big of a difference. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Guys, I had a lot of fun too. I also went with the nails to match my shirt. I decided to go full, as far as I can go with it without doing all the makeup. I don't know. Should I ever do goth makeup? You guys can let me know. Should I do goth makeup? I'm not going to color my hair, so that is not an option. So I'm not going black on my hair. Hi, Terry. Welcome in. She's going to be watching and listening. Can't chat much. That is absolutely fine. That is exactly what happens to me most days. I can watch but not chat most days. So we're just going to sew this until I am deciding I'm done with this strip set. This is a really, really long strip set. Hey, oh, good. Pam saying she loved Terry's weaving video. That's fantastic. And welcome in, Cynthia. Oh, I love that. Thank you. Oh, Melanie's waiting in line to pick up her kiddo at school. Oh my gosh. Those school pickup days. I remember waiting in line to pick my son up from school. Okay, so this is extra. So it's going to go somewhere else eventually. It may not go in this quilt. It might. It just depends on what I feel like. Okay? It's just going to depend on what I feel like. Oh, Cynthia's not going to be able to chat much either. She's watching and listening. That is fine. Absolutely. Terry is sewing up a wallet and doesn't want to mess it up. Oh, please don't mess it up. We don't want you messing up the wallet. Can't be doing that now. All right, so I'm going to grab 2 more strips. And these are going to be some more wonky ones, but that's okay. You know what? I'm going to hold off on that one. That one's a really wonky. Makeup is optional. Carrie says she doesn't ask people to do what she won't. I hear ya. Driving to get hair and nails did. It's that time. Oh, fantastic. And happy birthday to your son, by the way. Mr. Siberian Wind's birthday is tomorrow. So I have asked multiple times if he wanted me to make him something. And like make a cake or whatever, because I normally make a cake for him. And he's kind of backed out on that this time. So I think he's going to pick something up today on his way home. And he and his brother may be home shortly. So I did not plan my timing very well for that. But at least you guys get to sit and watch while you're in the school pickup line. That works. That works. At least I can be entertaining too while you sew. I like the sound of that. So I am just, oh, you know what? I'm at the end of the bottom strip here in just a second. Let me get a little bit further up. And so if you want to know how I get my corner square, what I do is at the very end of my strip, I go ahead, I leave myself enough room to just fold it up to where this end matches the end down here. And I will just fold it and then I cut along the fold. That's how I do it. I don't want to go all the way to the cutting table to come all the way back. It's just too much walking around, too much hassle, and it's not as easy as it used to be, so we're not doing that. All right, let's grab, ooh, these are going to be some bright ones. All right, so now I've got, this is a rose color. It was in a quilt that I had to finish that was a UFO. So this one is a long-term UFO that is finally finished and ready to be quilted. Hey Jacqueline, welcome in. Oh, didn't know I was on today. Yes, this is a once in every couple months thing. Normally I do a freebie video every 2 months. I am going to change that going into 2026, so don't expect the same thing in 2026. My format's going to change just a little bit so that I can manage my schedule a little bit better. But that doesn't mean that you're not going to have some pop-up videos. But as a whole, I'm not going to do a lot of freebie like this anymore. I will do pre-recorded so I can kind of show everything all at once. And it makes it a little bit easier on me physically and also leaves me with a little bit more planning around time. But, yep, I'm live today. I'm live today. So this pumpkin strip is actually really uneven on the side that I'm sewing it on. So what I'm doing is I'm just making sure that I have most of 1/4 of an inch the whole way. Does my strip have to be even? No, it does not. Does my sewing have to be even? Not really. It's still going to work out because we're going to press and then trim and then press and trim and press and trim. Yeah, we're doing all that. We're doing all of that. Joan says she hasn't worn her makeup since her kids were born. They're 45 and 46, so don't change just for us. Oh, that's fine. No, I wouldn't change just for you guys. Mr. Siberian Wind has always kind of wondered what it would look like if I did go goth. I am definitely, I spent a lot of time in the 90s, and 90s was pure, pure heaven for goth, but I really didn't do a lot of goth dress up at the time, or goth style dress up. It wasn't, it wasn't really permitted in my family, so I didn't do it. So he's always kind of wondered what it would look like, so the black nail polish is for him, as well as, for Wednesday. Do what works best for you. I'm happy to see your offerings. Oh, thank you, Carrie. Yeah, I realized that I pushed myself really hard this year, and when I had surgery back in April, it took me out far longer than I expected it to, and I don't want to go through that every time I get ill. All right, so this is a pink, bright pink. Gotta love some bright. Oh, you guys really can't see bright on that camera down here. Okay, so it is a bright pink. And I'm going to just clip off my seam allowances. And if you can tell, my strips really aren't the same size. Hey, Alicia, welcome. Glad you are here. Welcome in. How is work treating you this week? My work is not treating me too nice. Oh, just trying to keep up with everything. So I'm glad to see you. Are you excited for September 12th? I know I am. I do still have to film my video for the Nocturnal Soul, guys. So that is going to get filmed and posted by Friday. So Friday night late, you guys are going to get to see the Nocturnal Soul quilt along. And I don't know. I might even do tea lights and spooky lighting. I don't know. I think it'd be fun. Hey, Debbie, welcome in. Oh, work's doing its thing. Hey, Yadira, welcome in. Glad you guys are here. Thank you. Yadira says, welcome crafters and watchers. Join chat, hit like, subscribe, and share. Turn on all notifications. Yes, please. Absolutely turn on those notifications. You don't want to miss anything on my channel. And my September video links will be going up very shortly. So we are almost at the end of August. So September will be coming around the corner. So we have to do that. This is similar to how I pieced the dragonflies back in. Oh, perfect. I love this format to do strip piecing for quilts because it not only gives you a quilt very quickly, it also allows you to get rid of some of that stuff that you've just been hanging on to, and it all really ties together very well, especially if you choose one central kind of theme. All of my flannels, you guys, I mean, I have some bright red in there, and then I've got some dark blue, and then I've got all the light colors, and so it tied in really well together. The other one, that one was a planned one. Okay, I forgot to get my strip cut, so that's okay. That's okay. We are going to pull our thread, and my thread is almost at the end, so it's being a pain. Alicia is very excited for the Yuletide Sampler 2 starting on September 12th. She's trying to get her fabric choices made for the first few blocks. I've already got my first block cut. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for that. And it's going to be nice. It's going to be very, very nice. All right. So if you look at this, you're going to see that uber big seam allowance. Uber big. Okay, we're going with it. We're going with it. Okay. Is it going to show underneath my gold? No, it isn't. This gold is fairly thick for the most part. So if I look at, okay, you know what? Maybe I can see it. So maybe I will trim the seam allowance away. You can do this on your cutting mat with the rotary cutter, or you can do what I'm about to do, is just sit here and just clip that extra out of the way. Now, if you want your selvages included, you absolutely can include them in a quilt like this. You do not necessarily have to cut your selvages out of the way. You don't have to hide them. You can absolutely show them. It's not going to make a difference. It's actually going to add to the character of the quilts. So, you do what you find is going to be best for you. That's the way that I like to say it. Okay? Whatever is going to be best for you. So, this is a really long piece of fabric, guys. It is the selvage edge, and I cut the ironing board fabric out of this, and I just cut the selvages off. So I actually have two strips just like this, and they're both super wonky and have selvages on the other side. Like, it's just an absolute mess. And of course my dog has something he's not supposed to have. So we might steal it from him here in just a minute. How many of you guys, as soon as you do something, your pets or your children start pulling things out and playing with exactly the thing that they should not have? Mine, for sure. Mine, for absolute sure. He has stolen my brother-in-law's socks again. It's kind of his favorite thing to do. All right, so we've got that selvage cut off. Let me retrieve said sock, and then we will go on from there. So all of these strip sets, I've got, what, 3? Yeah, I've got 3 strip sets. So we'll start with that, which is fine. Okay, bring. Go bring it. You see how willing he is to give things up when he's going to get something he wants? Yeah. Okay. So we have the sock, and all is well in the world. And I'm going to get my iron turned on. What exactly are you doing? Just sewing strips together? So far, yes. That is all I've done so far. Okay. All right, I had my Amazon thing turn my fan on for me. I didn't want to activate yours if you've got one. Okay, so this is our background. We're not there yet. We're still not there yet, I promise. We will get there, but we are not there yet. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to press these and press the seams one direction or another. When you're doing a scrap quilt like this, does it matter if you press them open? Not really. Unless you have super thick and bulky fabrics, or you've got a lot of seams matching up, it really doesn't matter. Now you can follow the adage of press to the dark if you want, but again, it's up to you. This is a scrap quilt. This is going to be, however you want it to be. Your sizing is what's going to make it be whatever it's going to be, okay? So I know that the quilt that I want to create, that I'm going to create for myself, is 80 by 61. That's the first one that I'm going to create. It's a very specific size. I'm going to be cutting corners out of it. I am making it to cover the dog carrier in the back of my car. And that's so that I can take this out and wash it more frequently than I wash the car carrier. The car carrier is really big and bulky and kind of hard to take out. So we're making something easier for me to take out and wash. That's what I'm making mine for. Oh, we actually had 4 strip sets. So this is the orange or the rose and the pumpkins together at the same time. And we're going to press to the pumpkins this time as the dog runs off with his ball and goes back into the same room where he could steal more socks. But thankfully he has not stolen them yet. It is like being on the phone, you guys. You know, you're on the phone and somebody has to start talking to you. That's my dog. That's my dog. Oh. Yeah, I think he's in there stealing something else. We'll find out in just a minute. When he comes back out here. Oh, yep, he stole. You want to bring... Oh, that's yours. You can have that. Okay. I need to turn puppy cam on, but he won't stay in one spot. So... We will get a puppy cam set up eventually when we finally figure out where he wants to actually be during my lives instead of, you know, all over the apartment. All right, so there's strip 2. We're going to lay that down and grab strip 3, and then we'll grab strip 4. And I'm going to show you how I process all of this. All right, now on this one, I do have extra on the pink that is, let's see, there we go. So you see this extra on the pink, that's just fuzzy. And I avoided, you know, catching it in the seam allowance, so it hangs out all the other way. Hey Pat, welcome in. And thanks for commenting, I appreciate it. So we are gonna press to the pink on this one because that is how we're gonna hide that. And the squeaky toy in the background is the dog. Oh. I'm sorry if it's very loud. I'm sorry. Very, very sorry. Oh. It is a never fail thing with this guy. All right. There we go. Let's see. And... we are almost done with this strip set. And then we are going to get this last one and I'll show you how we're going to trim this down. So I brought a small cutting mat. Hey Pat, she's saying hi all. Welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. You don't have to retract it for the typos, Pat. You're good. Our phones all do that to us. I do not know a single person whose phone does not give us grief. So yeah, you're good. You're good. You're absolutely fine. All right. I love this white with polka dots. I think it's so fun and cheerful. We are gonna have to do some trimming up just to make it easier. So that will be happening here shortly. Oh, there we go. Oh. Sorry, I did not mean to bump the camera, guys. I promise that was not my intent. Oh, I shouldn't apologize. I'm Wednesday today. Wednesday doesn't apologize. It's a sign of weakness. Isn't that what she says in the series? Is apologizing is a sign of weakness. Not that I'm going to become actual Wednesday Addams, mind you. But I think some of her phrases are so stinking hilarious for me. I love all the comedy in it. That's how we got the words. Oh, I love it. Yes, that is exactly how we got the horrid Carrie. Oh. So yeah, we're apologizing when we shouldn't be apologizing. So we're gonna become Wednesday Addams in quilting. We're not apologizing. It is a design choice. So don't apologize for things in this quilt. This is a design choice. That is exactly what we're going to be doing. All right, so we're gonna start with this strip set, the one that's super crazy wonky, because I'm gonna show you what I recommend that you do when you're trying to square this up, because you know, this is flexible. You can do this however you want to do it, but this is how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to throw the extra off the side so I can access what I need to access, and I'm going to bring it in so you guys can actually see it. And people are home. All right. So we are going to trim this to 5 inches long, and we're just going to line up the seam straight in the middle of this. It doesn't really matter how much extra I've got. Hey, Denise, welcome in. Welcome in. Glad you're here. All right, so let's see. You know what? I can get 1 3/8 of an inch or 5/8 of an inch. Have I not? I have not, Joan. I have not. I'm so excited. I am so excited to see it all. We went back and started watching the first season because my husband hadn't seen the first season. Hey Denise, welcome in. Hey Laura. Oh, you're not late. You're not late. Today is not late. Christy Ricci does, or Reese, I don't know how to say your last name, does Wednesday really well too. I would have to go back and see which one she's in. I've only been watching the newest one that Wendy's has been obviously, doing the Meal of Misfortune. Wait, where do we? Okay, good question. They were good. Yes, yes. I'm so excited. All right, so I'm going to show you what I'm looking at. I'm going to bring it up to the camera so you guys can see. Let's see. You know what? Where is that show? I find it on Netflix. I have found it on Netflix. I don't know if that's the only place you can see it, but that's the only place I have watched it. All right, we are going to zoom out on this camera a little bit so I can show you guys what I'm actually talking about. All right. And never heard about Wednesday, and apologies. Oh, you're fine. I would not have been allowed to watch it as a child. I was able to watch The Addams Family, but this current version, I probably wouldn't have been able to watch either. So you were absolutely fine. It is not something that I probably would have been able to watch. Now it's PG. It's mischievous. It's very mischievous, but it is PG. So, I mean, it's a little bit more tame than like maybe other Tim Burton inspired movies and shows might be. I personally enjoy it. Is there a series for the Addams Family? No. Well, there was a TV show for the Addams Family when I was growing up. Carrie says she might have to renew. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're so welcome. Laura says that she's loving the quilts she received from me. They make her happy. I'm so glad. That's exactly what we're going for. All right. So I'm going to show you. I know it's kind of still hard to see on the camera. The strip is up here at the top, and it covers that 5-inch marking down here. So I'm going to trim this other end here in just a minute. What I did is I found the nearest marking that I could line up all the way down this seam line. That marking ends up being 5/8. Okay, so that's just one mark over the 1/2-inch mark. It doesn't have to be on the 1/2-inch mark. It doesn't have to be on the 1/4-inch mark. We're not trimming this. We're not trimming the seam. We're trimming all the extra. So it doesn't matter exactly where that lines up. And it's not going to be the same on everyone. Pat says she has a cat who has a mom needs help while on the phone. She learned on the landline and then discovered this. Oh, yeah. Yes. Who has a mom need help? Yes. I watched the old black and white version. Yes, yes. The old black and white version is the one that I grew up with. And, Wednesday wasn't really, she was good. That Wednesday was really good. Don't get me wrong. But the series wasn't about Wednesday. It was about, all the other characters in the family. And you really got to know the whole family that way. However, this is all about Wednesday and not about everybody else. Like you see other family members in it, but it's not heavy on the other family. Okay, so this piece right here that I'm cutting off is going to go in my scrap bucket for stuffing, and this one's going to go into my scraps because I can cut a 1-inch square out of this. Okay, so just so you know, when I'm cutting things off, if I'm throwing it down, I'm throwing it into the bucket, and if I'm throwing it somewhere else, it is going into the scraps for later. So let's see, we're gonna go, all right, I can't cut 3 1/8, so we're gonna see if I can cut 3. Yes, I can cut 3. So this piece is going to finish at 3 inches by 5 inches, which is absolutely okay. It's going to be perfectly fine for this quilt. I'm just looking to make 5-inch long pieces. That is my goal in this, okay? So I have a 3 by 5, okay? So I could cut more of this, and I probably will. The entirety of this strip will probably go into one or more versions of this quilt, okay? Is it going in there now? No. I'm not going to cut and spend all that time. Now, because that one's 3 by 5, that was where I had a severe cut into the fabric. The rest of this, it'll be much bigger. Like here in the center where I grabbed it, it's gonna be, probably 4.5 by 5, easily. Okay, so that's gonna be the thing. That's gonna be the thing. Now, Netta says I need to really watch season 2. The second part will be out in September. I know. I'm going back and rewatching season 1 so my husband can watch it with me because he didn't see season 1 before. So we're rewatching season 1, and so he can join in and watch season 2 with me. So yeah, we're gonna get there. We're absolutely gonna get there. So what am I talking about? What's all about Wednesday? Okay, so there is a TV series. Jenny Ortega stars as Wednesday. And it's about her going off to boarding school and the mysteries and the adventures that she gets into. And it is PG rated. I mean, I know I've already said that once before, but it is PG rated. It is not. I mean, there's some things that you might want to watch it with your kids, your young kids. But it's a high schooler. It's a high schooler going to boarding school, but it's with all of the usual Addams Family style twists in it. All right, so I've cut this so I can get a 5-inch strip off of it. Okay, so this is going to be my 5-inch piece. This will go in later in the quilt whenever I choose to do that. And this is how you can also make it controlled scrappy. You can pick and choose what does go into your quilt and what doesn't. So if I wanted to stick with just very light colors, and for the most part, aside from this green that I sewed earlier, that's what it's going to be. Okay. But if I didn't want to do that, I could do it however I wanted to do it. And you can do these as 6-inch strip pieces. I just find 5 inches easier for me to handle. But you can absolutely make these whatever width you want to make them. All right. So to get my seam straight, it is fun to watch, Cynthia. It absolutely is. Okay. So on this one right here, I am getting 2 3/4 as the edge because this is my straightened up edge that I used a minute ago. My seam is falling at 1 3/8. So 1 3/8 of an inch. Okay, so I'm going to trim off here because I've got it lined up here at the bottom for the 5, and I'm going to trim off this outer edge. Okay. Now you can do all of the trimming later. You can do all of the trimming as you go. That's up to you. Okay. When I'm doing this for myself and not trying to show you guys what I'm doing, I would probably sew probably 12 or 15 of the strip sets before I start cutting. Okay. So this is the rose color with the pumpkin. So it's going to go into my pile. I'm just going to stack them up. And then we are going to grab the pink with the leaves, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to get a 5-inch strip out of here, and we're going to see how wide I can, well, you know what? Let me turn it around. Yes, the next retreat. Yes, do exclamation retreat in the chat, and that will give you a link to sign up for the retreat if you've not signed up already. Absolutely, Rayanne. Have a great afternoon. She says she's got to go. She's got company coming. Absolutely. So if you have not signed up for the retreat, do exclamation retreat in the chat. You will get a link to go sign up for it. It is September 13th and 14th. So that is Saturday and Sunday, September 13th and 14th is when that next retreat is going to be. We are going to have a lot of fun. It's going to be a long, productive weekend. Okay? And I don't normally recommend cutting at your machine like this, just because my machine's in the way. There we go. Awesome. We got 2 retreat links in there, guys. So just click on one, doesn't matter which one. They're both the same. And go put your email and your name and your YouTube name and all of that in there and sign up. It is free. If you are new to my channel, it is free. Yes, Joan, I am. Good catch. She says she had to pause, and she's asking if I'm cutting the strips 5-inch from the ones that I sewed together. Yes, I am. So you don't have to have super long strips to do this. You just need to be able to get 5 inches from your strip. Now, if you cannot get 5 inches from your strip, you know what? That's still okay. You can do the vertical version in with those strips. So if you've got some really short pieces that you're trying to get rid of, you can also incorporate them in here as well. And you can cut as many 5-inch pieces as you want. Okay, so this one's wider than the others. This one ended up being 5 inches by 4 3/8. Okay, so they're very, very different in sizes, and that is okay. Is that rotary cutter hard to get used to? I just got one. Yes and no. A lot of people are used to standing up to cut, and the biggest transition that I had is I needed to sit down to cut. Like, that was already a need for me. It wasn't even just a, hey, this would be sweet, it would be nice if I could just sit down. No, I needed to sit down to cut. And a traditional rotary cutter, you're holding it like this. You're holding it like a pizza cutter. This you are holding very much just like a rolling pin. Yes, Carrie, you got it right. Just like a rolling pin. And so you can sit, if you can sit down and use a rolling pin at your table, just use it on, regular table. Hey, Sylvia, good to see you. Good to see you. I think it's been a while since I've seen you, so I'm glad to see you again. Oh, fair, Laura. You don't have to sew. You can just come hang out and talk. We wouldn't mind one bit. Pam says that she loves her Martelli too. Yes. So just go sit at your kitchen table or your cutting table with a rolling pin. Sit. Don't stand. Sit. And use your rolling pin back and forth. It is that same motion, only you have a thumb spot here. So your thumb is going to go there. Whether this is right-handed or left-handed, you're going to have a thumb spot, and then you rest your index finger on top. and your hand just wrap, the rest of your fingers, the other 3 fingers just wrap around the handle. Sylvia says she's used to her martelli, can't use a regular now. Yeah, I can, but oh my gosh, it takes me a minute. Let's see, make sure you have the bar against your palm. Yes, absolutely. And no, I won't, Joan. She's right. She says, Laura, come join us anyway. I don't think Tammy will block you. No, I won't block you. That is for sure. I do not mind having people there who are not sewing because you are holding up the conversation. So if you're not sewing, you're holding up the conversation. Yeah, normal's going to be a while, Laura. Normal's always going to be a while. So I don't recommend trying to do this, okay? This is not how you're supposed to use a martelli. However, that's the way it works. Oh, gotcha, Sylvia. Well, I'm still glad to see you. It's really good to see you in my chat again, so thank you. I know it is hard to get time when you're a caregiver. I've done that before, and it's, yeah, believe me, I get you. All right, so here's all of my pieces. We're going to pull these out. Alicia says she has a True Cut rotary cutter and works like a mouse. Works better for her than martelli. Ooh, I've looked at the True Cut and I haven't done it yet. I haven't bit the bullet on it yet. Okay, so these are the pieces that I've cut. These are the 4 strip sets that I've sewn and the 5-inch pieces that I've cut out of it. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to grab 2 of these and I am going to put them in just an order I'm happy with. Okay, and then I'm going to grab the other 2 and sew them together as well. And does it matter which way the seams go? No, it does not. Because your seams really aren't going to be going up against anything else. They are just going to be going up against your sashing, which is going to be in this quilt, the black, and in this quilt, this pattern fabric right there. Okay? Oh, yes. Normal is absolutely how you feel in the moment. There is no such thing as normal except on the dryer. And I did look, in case you were wondering, my dryer does not have a normal. We do not have a normal setting on my dryer. So normal isn't even just a setting on the dryer. Normal is subjective. Your normal is not my normal. And that's words to live by. Why is my thread being such a pain? Which one? Am I getting comments from the peanut gallery? Oh, he might be talking on the phone. Okay, sorry. Oh, I heard a random comment. All right. And I'm going to clip my pieces apart, and I cannot handle all of the extra loose threads hanging out here in the seam allowance, so I'm going to trim those off. Okay. The more the merrier. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely the more the merrier. Okay? Same thing. Whichever direction you want to press your seam is the way you want to press it. I am going to press to the dark because this green is significantly darker than the other fabric that it's next to. Hey, Katie, welcome in. I need to send you some pictures. I have a plant question for you. So I need to remember to send you pictures. So again, we're going to press the seam allowance off to one direction. All right. And there we go. All right, so we have this here as well. So, okay, so we have 2 options. We have option A and we have option B. I'm going to go with option A. I'm going to take this and I'm going to trim the horizontal sides to 5 inches, okay? So now that I've sewn these 2 strip sets together, it's 5 inches this way, but I want this one to be 5 inches that way. Yes, it's so hard to not focus on those and focus on the positives. It is incredibly hard. Now you can move this however you want. If you have a particular fabric you want to see more of, position your square piece, position your ruler to allow you to cut to keep that piece. That is absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. Okay, it does not matter. So now this is 5 inches by 5 inches. Okay, does all of your stuff need to be cut to 5 inches by 5 inches? No, absolutely not. Okay, what you're going to need 5 inches by 5 inches for is two things. You're going to need it for the centers. Cut your background. So mine's going to be that green that I was showing you earlier. Oh, thank you, Katie. She says y'all hit that thumbs up like button, please. Thank you. Thank you. So you cut your background at 6 inches square. Cut your piece here at 5 inches square, and you zigzag stitch this in place. That's one place where you need it. The other place is we're going to do this. Okay. Good question, Debbie. She's asking, Katie, when are you live? Very good question. I have not gotten everybody's lives schedule memorized, and I do a horrible job at memorizing stuff like that because it changes. So I'm glad somebody asked the question. Thank you. All right. So I'm going to just trim off my extra thread just because that is who I am. I cannot stand the extra threads today. They are obnoxious to me today. All right, so this is part of our strip. Okay, this is part of it. So this will go right here. Okay, now my strips back here are much wider, but 5 inches is a good size. Katie says she's normally live Thursdays and Fridays, 4:30 Eastern Time, and Saturdays at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Oh, very cool. Okay, so 3 lives a week. Okay. So this is what you're looking for. This is what you're looking to achieve. Okay? This is 5 inches wide, and you want this however long your quilt is going to be, minus what you want for your top sashing and bottom sashing. I am going to be doing my top sashing and bottom sashing at 2.5 inches. So it's going to finish at 2 inches. This is going to finish at 4.5 because I cut it at 5. It's going to finish at 4.5. So I'm going to end up doing some math to get mine exactly the size I want it to be. But I am going to repurpose some more of my strips. So some more of these that I've already cut from are going to go into my boxes. Okay, I don't have to use all of them, and I don't have to position them any specific way. So when you are going to go position this, so let's say I want my quilt 80 inches long, which is what I do want. I do want my quilt 80 inches long. And so I'm going to be taking off 2 inches at the top because that's what it's going to finish, and 2 inches at the bottom. That's, I mean, if I cut off the extra 1/4 inch, that's fine. That's what I will live with. Okay, I will cut it down to whatever I need by the end. So the 2 inches at the top and 2 inches at the bottom, that's 4 inches. So take that away from the 80 inches I want my quilt to be, and I'm going to make this 76 inches long. Okay, that's going to be a lot of sewing. I'm going to get there, but it's a lot of sewing. So that is the basic process of making that quilt. The boxes that you see, the little applique boxes, put those how many ever you want to put them. I did, I think 3. Okay, that's half of the quilt. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So like this row, and the middle, the next row, or the second row over, and then the second row over, they're all kind of in a line. And then the next row is the other rows, and then the next row is the first rows. So you can position that however you need to for your quilt. So you do need to know how big you want your quilt to be. Okay. With that being said, I'm going to give you some standard sizes. Okay. You know what? I can't read that from here. I can't read that, guys. Are you live every Wednesday? No, I am not. This is a once in a blue moon kind of thing. I would like to kind of change my live schedule, and that is going to happen in 2026, but it is not happening this year. So I am going to keep Tuesdays and Sundays, Tuesday nights and Sunday nights going into 2026. So all throughout this fall, that is going to be my primary live days. Then I will be live the second and fourth Fridays with Kathy and Alicia from My Hubby Home and Quilty Road Piecing are joining me for Yuletide Sampler 2. So if you've not caught last night's live, please go back and watch that. I have a lot of announcements in it, and that is one of them. So you'll be able to see when I'm going to be live, and I will be posting all of my September live information. Probably, I'm thinking before Sunday. So you guys will have my live schedule for September by Sunday. So I will have that out for you guys. I do have some recorded videos that are going to be going up. So please stay tuned for that. That's going to be happening soon. Tuesday is 6 p.m. Mountain, and Sundays is 8 p.m. Mountain time. All of my times are going to be Mountain time. That's where I'm located. I'm located in Wyoming, and we are Mountain time here, same as Colorado. So if you're looking for the time conversion, if you put Denver in there, same time zone. Same time zone. So yeah, what do you guys think? Do you guys think this is an easy enough quilt to do? Do you think it is? Do you think it's super easy? Do you like that? Do you like that plan? And the next strip set that I'm going to put on top of here is going to be like this. So it's going to be like 4 more strips, and then I will just keep building until I have a 76-inch piece, and then I'm going to make, I don't know how many. So my strips between are probably also going to be 2.5, just because that's what I want for this one. Hey Kathy, welcome in. So we have Kathy and Alicia here. Okay, so they are the two that you guys are going to be seeing with me on September 12th. So starting September 12th on Yuletide Sampler 2, they are going to be joining me. It's going to be live here on my channel, and then they are going to have the replays available over on their channels. So if you've not checked out Kathy and Alicia, if you will, Alicia, if you're still here, exclamation selfie in the chat for me, and their links will drop in. Oh, Kathy is at work. I hear you. Yeah, work is a thing. Work is definitely a thing. I'm not normally live at this time because I know a lot of people are at work. So what do you guys think about the quilt? What do you think about the freebie? I didn't do the printout yet, so I will get that done within about an hour. So come back in, hang out, and the download will be in the description box, guys. Denise says she likes it. She's driving and listening, so we'll have to write to replay. Absolutely. Oh, yes. Send me that email, Katie. I need to send you the email about the plants too. So we've got to get together on that. Okay, guys. So Kathy's channel link is in the description box, as well as Alicia's channel link. So if you guys have not checked out Kathy from My Hobby Home or Alicia from Quilty Bird Piecing, guys, please go subscribe to their channels. Hit the notification so you see when they are live and when they've got videos uploaded. And then you're going to be catching them both live here as guests on my channel as we do that collaboration. And then you'll be able to watch the replays over on their channels. So, all right, well, guys, I'm going to go ahead and call it a day. We've got the basic idea about how to do this quilt, and I am going to have the description PDF, the printout PDF to follow along with. I will upload it within an hour, so that will be available so you can print that out, and it will give you the basic instructions about how to put this quilt together and how I would recommend you figure out how many pieces you put, like how big your pieces need to be. All of that will be in that PDF. So thank you for being here, guys. I appreciate it. Y'all have a great afternoon, and I will see you for sure Sunday night for After Sunset Sunday right here, 8 p.m. Mountain Time. See you